Everybody, Knox here. Got my daughter Lucy and one of my sons Felix making a video about the Learn Jazz Standards Lick of the Month from September. That was for Tree State. I enjoyed parts of this lick. Lucy, you can stay here if you want. And wanted to share with you what I thought was helpful about it, what I liked about it. So here it is, and I moved it all around the keys. I'm just in E right now. So and I don't care about the resolution. I thought it was overly complicated. Didn't really understand where the changes were going. So I just cut down just the 2/5 part because I thought it was really helpful. And plus, I personally, just my opinion, I think it's more helpful to dig into shorter licks because you're not going to remember something super complicated when you're in the middle of playing, a fast tune. But something simple might stick under your fingers in your imagination. So anyway, so here's the lick again. Okay, so why do I like this lick? Well, let me start with, if I had to give it a name, I think I'd call it something like Debussy's Dream, because it reminds me of a piece of classical music, and I honestly can't place what it is. I think it's called Debussy, but I'm not positive. I looked and couldn't remember, but it's got that impressionistic, dreamy kind of quality. Here's what I mean. This part here. That is definitely from some kind of impressionistic piece of classical music, whatever it is. So that's how the lick starts. So it just reminds me of that. Now it sounds a little different in the context because it's in a half diminished altered 7 minor 1 that you're heading to. But one cool thing about this lick, you can equally use it for a major 2/5. Okay? At least if you're doing it the way I am, which is cutting off the resolution. You're just resolving on the 9 because you can do 9 minor or major. As long as you're okay with your, the deceptive cadence kind of thing where it sounds like a minor 2/5, half diminished, altered to a major 7. That's really common in jazz, like Night and Day. That tune does that a lot. So that's pretty standard in jazz to do the deceptive cadence kind of thing, or whatever the term is, where you're borrowing from the minor, the parallel minor. I forget the terms, but whatever. That's the idea there. So notice you can think of this. I think I break the 2/5 into 2 parts. The part that goes over the 2 chord, the part that goes over the 5 chord. So you can think about it in different ways. One way to think about this first section is in terms of the 2 chord. Think about it in terms of the 2 chord. You've got 11, 9, 7, 5. Okay? But I think the more probably interesting and maybe simpler way to think about it is thinking in terms of the 1 chord that you're heading towards, which is, your E major 7 or minor 7, but just pretend it's a major 2/5-1 for a second. Okay? If that's the case, you're just playing the arpeggio of the chord you're headed towards. 5, 3, 1, 6. So that would explain why it sounds so sweet. Okay? Then, like a lot of these 2/5 licks, the 2 portion is sweet and consonant. The 5 portion is dissonant and, acidic. That's the sweet and spicy thing. So So in terms of your 5 chord, you've got flat 9, flat 13, 3, and then resolution. Or okay, so there you go.